Did you know that the first alchemist known in history was a woman? And she was referred to and revered by all of the early alchemists? She's mythologized as the sister of Moses. The Arabs refer to her as the daughter of Plato, which is the same designation used in Western alchemy for the white preparation of sulfur. Some went as far as claiming her to be the biblical Mary Magdalene. Hi, this is Lana with Psychosomatic Alchemy, and today we talk about the mother of Western alchemy. She's known by many names: Mary the Hebrew, Mary the Jewess, Mary of Judea, a 7th century hermit and alchemist Mauryan, a supposed possessor of the philosopher's stone which could turn base metals into gold, wrote about her in his work Liber de Compositione Alchimiae, referring to her as Maria, the prophetess. The famous 10th century Arabic books, Kitab al-Fihrist of Ibn al-Nadim, named her as one of the 52 most famous alchemists. Now, as is the case with pretty much all ancient sages, we have little to no information about her. What we do have comes primarily from the Hermetic writings, and most of them by the 3rd century Greco-Egyptian alchemist and Gnostic mystic Zosimos of Panapolis. And the rest we get from writings of later medieval alchemists. Brief information that we have is that Mary was born sometimes between 1st and 3rd century AD and probably lived in Alexandria, a famous port city of Egypt. It is known that she wrote several books which were unfortunately for the most part destroyed by fire in the Library of Alexandria. And the ones that survived were subsequently burned, as alchemy was actually equated with witchcraft by some back in the day. Fortunately, some of the gems were preserved by other authors who quoted her in their own work, like Zosimos. So the most famous one is called the Axiom of Maria, and it states the following: 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and out of the third comes the 1 as the fourth. Carl Gustav Jung saw this axiom as containing the essence of individuation, and you may know that individuation was Jung's take on enlightenment, wherein the entirety of our unconscious material enters our conscious awareness. And in this process, all of our psychic material, including the shadow, gets integrated, and we become whole. In an anonymous alchemical text called The Dialogue of Mary and Eros on the Magistry of Hermes, Mary is shown to have alchemical knowledge that far exceeds that of the philosopher Eros. She's credited with advanced knowledge of chemistry, including regarding the use of acid salts, the dry substances that, when dissolved, make acidic liquids. Curiously enough, this text also contains recipes for making gold, and some of them even from root vegetables such as mandrake. However, there is also a theory that actual authors of these notes might have instead been a group of Jewish alchemists who used pseudonym Maria. Mary was also credited with developing what's known Mary's black, which is a black compound of sulfur, lead, and copper that can be applied to the furrows of engraved silver to create beautiful contrasting effects. Now, in culinary circles, Maria the Hebrew is immortalized as the inventor of the double boiler called Ben Marie, literally meaning Mary's baths. What it does is it limits temperature inside a vessel by placing it inside another vessel that's filled with boiling liquid. And for centuries, this was the best way to melt chocolate, which is yet another reason for us chocolate lovers to be grateful to Mary. She's furthermore credited with an invention called tribikos, which is a 3-armed vessel that was once widely used in distillation. The 3 arms allowed more distilled liquid to be collected than with a single-necked alembic. And interestingly, this same alembic, according to Arab alchemists, was invention of another woman who was a close contemporary of Mary's, called Cleopatra the Alchemist. A third type of vessel that Mary invented was called kerotakis, which was a type of double boiler that could be completely or hermetically sealed, where one could safely boil toxic substances. It's true that we don't have any writings by Mary herself. However, there is no reason to believe she is merely a legend. For one thing, the man who quoted and revered her lived in the patriarchal societies where there was no reason to ascribe any of their knowledge to a woman if it wasn't actually the case. I hope that you enjoyed this little lecture, and if so, please subscribe to our channel. And I wish to thank Daniel Hanley for his contribution to this lecture. And thank you for watching. See you next time.